Hey everybody, Davey Dog here. Dave Foster, Fontaine Family Real Estate Leader, and I'm outside the Congregational Church in Saco, Maine today. I'm here today to talk to Pastor Scott about his experience becoming a pastor at this church last fall and how it's rolled into COVID and how he's rolled with the punches. So let's go inside and take a look. All right, so here we are with Pastor Scott in the sanctuary of the First Parish Congregational Church. And Pastor Scott, I just wanted to ask you a couple questions. First of all, how did you end up here? When did you get here, and what was that like?
Well, actually, it's interesting. This is the 1-year anniversary of my arrival in Saco. So I've been here a year. How I got here is, kind of an interesting story. Hopefully it's interesting. I've been coming to Ocean Park since I was 10 years old. I came to summer camp here, and I've been vacationing here. And 2 years ago, I was participating in a worship service over in Ocean Park at the temple. Mm-hmm. And after the service, 3 members of the search committee from the church came over to me and said, "Hey, would you like to be our new pastor?" And I said, "No." I said, "Actually, I'm serving at church, and I'm very happy, and I'm not looking to make a move," but they reached out a couple times, and I agreed to come and interview. And as I got to know the people, and I said, maybe.
So you started a year ago.
Yep.
And then, it takes 6 months just to kind of get in the door.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden, what happened?
Yeah, 6 months in the door, we have a global pandemic. Yeah. And so just I'm hitting my stride. Yeah. All of a sudden we shut down. And so for half of my first year here, we've been in some form of shutdown or another. And
so what's that been like?
It's been strange.
What's happened around here?
Well, as you look around the sanctuary, for the last 5 months, we've led worship services in an empty sanctuary. And so that's why I asked the congregation to submit photographs of themselves, which I put in the pews, so that when I'm standing in the pulpit, I look out, I see faces. Right. The first week, all I saw was white pews. Yeah. And so now I see faces. That's great. And of course, I put a couple of furry friends in here as well. Yeah. But so it's been strange. Worship is something that's organic, and it's also something that's dynamic, and really draws upon the energy of all of the people that are participating, the people up front and the people in the pews, and that's been lacking. And so it's been hard at times to generate that kind of feeling. And of course, we've been live streaming ever since the church was rebuilt. But on Sunday morning, I don't know if there's one person watching, or 100 people, or hopefully more.
Yeah. You, like every other pastor, is looking at blank, stools. My son-in-law's father's a pastor down in Appomattox, Virginia, and he's doing the same thing. Yeah. However, you didn't sit around, did you? Because you kind of get bored.
I get a little bored, but part of that was trying to find a way to keep the congregation engaged. Yeah. And since everything was virtual, we do virtual coffee hour, virtual fellowship. I thought, well, what's something more that we can do? And in the beginning, everyone was so depressed and sad and upset about what was happening in the world. And I said, I need some humor.
Hold my soul when I Savior's wonder. Consider all how great the worlds thy hands have made. How great thou art.
We need to bring some lightness. And that very first Sunday that we were in shutdown, back in March, I was talking to our media guy, Freddie Connelly, and we were saying, what if we made a silly little video about what I do in an empty church? And what are all the crazy things that I might do when there's nobody around?
Just singing in the rain, what a glorious feeling, I'm happy again.
And so we said, let's shoot board pastor. And so I sang, I flew a kite in here. We did all kinds of crazy things, and it was about 4 minutes long of just random silliness. And at the end, we put it out there on YouTube, and people watched it. I mean, it's been viewed over 1,500 times at this point.
Wow.
And so people said, "When's the next one coming out?" And we said, "The next one?
Yeah.
There's no next one.
This will be over soon, right?
Yeah, this is it. We thought we'd be back in the sanctuary by Easter. We really did.
Yeah.
And now we're getting ready to shoot Board Pastor 9 or 10 or whatever.
So there's been 9 or 10 of these videos, and they're all on the YouTube channel. What's the channel? Is it?
They're all on First Parish Church's YouTube channel. You can actually just Google or you go on YouTube and search for Board Pastor. And there's all different themes. There's one where we go to the movies, and there's one where that we do a kind of a play on a worship disaster because there's nobody here. And typically I play all the characters.
Right.
And Bear here is my sidekick.
Right. And you've gotten help from people in the congregation bringing in costumes and.
Yeah, people have sent in costumes. People have sent in props so that to try to enhance the viewing experience.
Right.
And so we did a trilogy that started out with me wearing a Batman costume. As so it's been fun. And again, I think that it was something that the congregation looked forward to. So
and got involved.
It got involved with.
Even though they weren't here.
Right. So they were able to engage in a different way. So they can't come here for coffee or come for worship, but they can come into the sanctuary for worship. They can come into the church to see these crazy
So let me ask you a question then.
Yeah.
Are you hoping the pandemic keeps going so you can keep being a movie star, or are you hoping it'll get over so you can get your congregation?
I am hoping that someone in Hollywood gets their hands on one of them. No, we have a couple more Board Pastor episodes that are in the planning stages. But honestly, if the pandemic could end tomorrow, that would be.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. As Mike and but Board Pastor may go on beyond the. But it's become a thing.
Yeah. So what's the weirdest, craziest thing that's happened to you? And this is hard. I ask everybody this that I talk to, but for you, this is going to be tough because you could probably list 10 things right now.
I could. Well, one of the weirdest, one of the strangest things is related to worship, and I like to include humor in the worship service. Yeah. And so for 5 months, I've told jokes that just flop. Or they kill, depending on how people are reacting at home. But I tell a joke and there's silence, and so that's been strange. But shooting Board Pastor, we've had a couple of mishaps where it's very physical. So I've actually injured myself a couple of times in the videos that don't really show up, but there have been a couple of times when I've crumpled up on the floor because I may have overacted the scene a bit.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. Watching you may have overacted. It's great that there's editing, isn't there?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, although, we have joked about that maybe we should put out a blooper reel. Yeah. And thankfully, I haven't said any bad words yet.
Well, you can beat them.
Exactly.
So anyway, I want to wrap this up, but sure. I really appreciate you taking a few minutes to sit down and talk about this.
David.
It's been, you watch what people do in this situation to kind of get outside of the reality and do something more for people. And that's what I saw in this series, is you're not doing something for yourself. You're trying to do something for everybody in your life. And I personally have enjoyed watching these things. I know everybody else has. And hanging out with your friends here.
My friends.
So anyway, well, thank you very much.
My
I
pleasure,
appreciate it, and we'll keep watching, and hopefully you'll be done with us soon, because that'll mean the COVID thing is gone. So
That's my hope.
All right.
And, all right. Thank you, David.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.